Hey there, Nettie here. Welcome on back in this thing. You are now ascending and transcending in love. How you love that? It's a great space to be in. Why not? Hopefully, you are doing great. Hopefully, you had a great weekend and a great week. Hopefully, everything is everything, like Lauren Hill said. Anyway, I'm just feeling through the energy of this day and even over the last couple days, and the messages are always about love, but more generally it's more self-love, and all of that encompasses, even though there are so many different forms of love. That's the general theme, um, for the channel, self-love, um, because that's the foundation of all other forms of love. But it feels like there's a preparation taking place. There is a preparation taking place on a couple of levels. You're transcending in love from one plane to the next, and it's spirit said it's spiraling, whatever that means. That'll mean something to somebody. Um, First, I want to say that we have a number of planets that are currently retrograde at the moment. Mercury being one, Saturn being another, Pluto being another, and if I'm not mistaken, Uranus as well. But I am going to make sure. I feel fairly certain because I feel fairly certain, but I want to be accurate. That is a thing that I do. Okay, not Uranus. I said Uranus in the short, and that is incorrect. Mercury is retrograde, Saturn is retrograde, Neptune is retrograde, and Pluto is currently. They're all currently retrograde. They all do very different things, but I don't pretend to be an expert in this planetary alignment, so let me not act like I am. What I will say is that I'm very familiar with some of the characteristics of um, a couple of these, more specifically Mercury and Saturn and Pluto. Uh, Neptune, too. Neptune is, oh, snap. That's what it is. Okay. That's why this softening is upon us. Neptune is the culprit there. Yeah. So, you're probably getting a lot of messages because of Mercury being in retrograde and in heightened form, from a number of different places. You probably have more vivid dreams during this time. It's a communication planet. So, you may also be experiencing a lot of technological glitches in your devices and things of that sort. You might be getting a lot of downloads, different messages from spirit, and often, and it's not saying that these things have to happen, but it's just some basic characteristics of some things that you might witness and experience over this time. But there may be miscommunication as well with people, so you have to be pretty precise in your communication during this time, whereas to not be misunderstood where possible. But anyway, Spirit is wanting to talk about this softening component, which is Neptune. Overall, this is the energy because you're developing, and in the development here, it's all about love. With that development taking place, it's necessary for you to disarm, which is where the message from yesterday came from about disarming. Whenever you disarm, you are allowed to. You put yourself in a position to be able to better transmute and transition more so from one frequency to the next. And that's going to be you transitioning into your love frequency, into your soft era, if you will. You hear a lot of people talking about their soft era, their soft girl era, da 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 da. But this is a unisex message. This is not gender specific at all. This is an energetic frequency alignment with this measure of softness. The world and everything we've learned up until this point has had a lot to do with hardening. And if you're not careful, you could easily callous and be numb to the things that are going on around you and just not have a really great life experience being hard. You can't receive anything, just like we was talking about in the message from yesterday about being a fortress and how nothing, when you're a fortress, you're impenetrable. Nothing can get through to you. And that is the significance of letting down your guard and disarming because you need to be able to receive everything that is for you. All of greatness is going to require a release and a letdown of those walls. So, with that said, Spirit is talking more about the softening that's taking place. You might find that things feel more ease filled. It feels like the next most natural step. It just feels like something you flow into. It feels really flowy, like air or like water, even. Just a free flow, which is water is usually symbology. That's the word you want, Spirit. The symbology of love, among other things, but more specifically, in this case, Spirit is talking about love. So, yeah, you are becoming more loving. You are able to better receive love from this space. You're able to even better see love from this space. It's a very nice place. Spirit, when I had asked about the message, had shown me the roses that I have here, and they are such beautiful roses. And of course, I've had them for a couple days, and so they've transitioned over the last several days, and they look a little different than they did whenever I first got them. But one of the main things that I noticed is they are softer. When I first got them and when they were not fully bloomed to the degree that they are now, they were harder. Or and not even really hard, they were just much more stiff. They are were not as soft as they are now. And Spirit has likened you to this rose. You are the rose in this case. You have been softened with time in the work that you're doing. And you're growing in such a way that you're positioning yourself to better be able to receive and give the love that is enjoyable to receive and give. And it is going to blow your mind. It's like no other love component that you've ever felt. But yeah, the softening, it's very tangible. Like it feels, well, I can say how it feels to me. To me, it feels like a gentleness and relaxation, like the ability to exhale and not be so tense. Think about if you, when you meditate, your main objective when you first enter the meditative state, or when you're trying to get more so into the meditative state, is breathing. You use your breath to focus in on relaxing all of your faculties. So when you do that, everything is soft. There's no tension. Everything is soft and relaxed, at ease. That's what all of this feels like to me. Just the sweetest gentleness. But you'll have to look, and kind of decipher what that feels like for you. I imagine that it probably feels very similar, but if you can add your own words to it, and write about it when you entered your soft era. It's good though, it's necessary, and Spirit is talking about how it's the preparation for the next place of love. But this time, Eros love. It's a more romantic place. It's yeah, the romantic relational side of love is what we're talking about here. This day, as the next most natural step, after you learn how to love yourself, then you place yourself in alignment to attract more of the love that you have the capacity for. And now that you've worked on yourself and you've cultivated the love within, you now have the capacity to love another and to be loved by another. Spirit is saying this softening will allow you to actually receive that measure of love. And it not that it won't feel a little bit uncomfortable at first for some of you, but it'll be so easy. Like it'll be so much easier to love and accept love at this point. Which is why you've been styled out this whole time. You wasn't ready. You wasn't ready. And the softening was necessary first. So be just keep on doing the work that you're doing. That's how you be ready. You don't have to do nothing extra beyond getting out the house sometimes. But yeah, just bloom where you are planted. Just be your full authentic self. Don't try to put on and be nothing that you're not. That is the great one of the greater things about this measure of love for yourself in this particular space is that it's a carryover from the things that you've learned about just self love, about not putting on. All you gotta do is be yourself. And when you're yourself, you attract everything that's in alignment and in vibrational frequency with where you are, who you are at that time. So there will be no need to fake and shake. There will be no need to pretend. You don't have to act like something you're not. You just be yourself. Your loving self. Your loving, soft self. And men, I don't allow this verbiage, soft, to diminish what spirit is creating and the thing that you've worked on. Don't allow wordplay to diminish all of this hard work. If you don't want to call it softness, fine. Call it whatever. No, Spirit said call it softness. I was going to say call it whatever helps you, but Spirit said call it softness, and there's a reason for that. Because you too need to know that it's okay to not be hard all the time. Spirit said hardness is not for humans. It's the thing that we learn, we grow into it, but that's not your most natural state. And that, okay, thank you, Spirit. Spirit just reminded me of what I was being told earlier about making that discovery back into that original softness, that original purity place where you didn't have to, before you developed all of this protection, before you had to, before you were exposed to the degree that that was necessary. Think about you when you were very young. I'll say between the ages of 2 and 4. That was before this world had a really good hold on how you became and who you became. So it's just a return to that. Simpler times. Anyway, Spirit, is that it? Have I done that justice? I hope that that makes sense to you. I hope the explanation of it makes sense. If y'all notice, a lot of times you can always 2x the video, but it's always slowed down to be able to best present the message. I don't really know why, Spirit. That yeah, that is what I gather from it. Because I don't talk this slow all the time. Only whenever Spirit is expressing a message. Sometimes it is kind of, it's the difference between me hearing and translating, or it's the difference between, thank you, it's the difference between me hearing, interpreting, and translating. So I'm slowing down significantly to ensure that I am encapsulating the entirety of the message as I go. Otherwise, it could be some fast talking, but the objective is that you get everything that you need to get from the message. And, also I'm in Houston. Why not chop and screw it? Yeah. Anyway, acceptance. Accept this softness. Accept it, allow it, embrace it. That is the only way it's used at its maximum capacity for you. If you don't accept it, it ain't nothing you can do with it. And it's supposed to be something that you can do something with. It's supposed to be helpful to you. Don't fight to stay the same while you're asking for change. Take this measure of softness, and if you're struggling with it, write about it. Write about it. Why is it a struggle for you to accept this for yourself? Why wouldn't I want this for myself, is the question to be asked. It has nothing to do with gender. So if you keep coming back to that, just ask yourself, well, are you a woman? No. If you're not, then you're not. It can't make you be a woman. Words cannot make you be a woman. So be soft. Uh, when it comes to a relationship, there's a measure of softness that is required in leadership, or just in any relationship. If you're gonna be a great and effective leader, male or female, there's a measure of softness. You don't always use the sword. Not every occasion requires the sword. In fact, when you know how to use and wield your softness as as a sort of as a tool, Spirit said it's like magic. It's even more powerful than your sword. Anyway, that's the message. Battery about to die. I leave you this message in love and in light. Until next time, be great, be soft, and holla at your girl. Like, share, subscribe.